Alright you guys, welcome to part 6, and I'm going to continue the reading of Masturbation and Fantasy. So, here we go. A gay man incapable of fantasizing during sex is probably not very passionate. More than likely, he sticks to a rigid sequence of acts and is frightened and bewildered by the extent of other people's sexual inventiveness. Fantasies, therefore, are highly desirable, and masturbation is the best classroom for developing the faculty for fantasizing. One helpful teaching aid is pornography. Some gay men are turned on by photos, others by sexy stylized drawings, still others by stories or videotapes. Discover which media or styles excite you: naked or clothed figures, alone or endangered in sex with others, or engaged, in sex with others. Which sexual practices do you prefer to look at? Of course, some men prefer to use their imagination to relive a stimulating episode, or summon up an exciting person from their past. Perhaps they saw some really sexy guy walking on the street this morning, or had a really hot sex scene with someone last week, or looked at a beautiful body at the beach or the gym. It's not unusual for vigorous and horny men to vividly recall and jerk off less than an hour following a particularly exciting sexual encounter. Pick a quiet time and take the pornography you selected to bed with you. Create a soothing environment with low lights and music or whatever relaxes you. Look through the pictures and choose one that turns you on. Concentrate on that picture and invent a story about it, one that involves you. As your cock starts to get hard, continue the fantasy and begin to masturbate. If you've never used a lubricant, try one such as KY, baby lotion, or Vaseline. Everyone has his favorite. KY, Vaseline. Be sure to keep up the fantasy until you reach a climax. Your stories may become as elaborate and as kinky as you like. If you practice fantasizing while masturbating for several days, you can attempt to transfer sexual fantasizing to encounters with other men. Some partners, you'll discover, are particularly adept at collaborating in your fantasies. They talk dirty during sex, expanding on the things you say and do, and will even act out quite elaborate scenes involving costumes, fetishes, and let's pretend situations. Army barracks, a locker room, a men's room on an airplane, and so on. Jerking off with a partner has become the highlight of some men's sexual lives. Still, men who feel guilty about jerking off ask, "Am I doing it too much?" You'll know you are when your body tells you. Skin on your cock shaft or glands will become chapped, or your dick may ache from being handled too much. Frequency of masturbation, like frequency of sex in general, is a measure of libido, boredom, anxiety, and a number of other factors, none of which is harmful. There can be one problem, however. Sometimes a man will be so finely tuned with his masturbatory technique that no one else can get him off. A partner often feels inadequate when that happens. One way of dealing with the situation is to cup your hand over your partner's hand and use his hand to jerk yourself off. That will show him how much you like it done. Having said all this, we should point out that the function of masturbatory fantasies is not simply to rehearse for play acting with sexual partners. Many men like to keep their masturbatory fantasies private, and the things they conjure up during masturbation they would never do with anyone else. The links between fantasy and reality are subtle and complex, so sharing your fantasy with another person might not suit you at all. Of course, if a lover understands, he will recognize that the roles you play in bed do not need to be carried into the rest of your lives. For instance, many gay men fantasize about being raped. They like pretending to be overpowered this way in bed, but don't want to be raped in real life. But if you want to keep your fantasies private, fine. Their only function is to redirect your focus from the mechanics of sexuality to its creative spirit, and to shift your attention from meeting someone else's expectations to fulfilling your own. Finally, we end this essay with a quote from another physician, Dr. Thomas Cogan, who in 1589 wisely wrote, "The commodities which come by moderate evaluation, therefore, that is of semen are great. For it procureth appetite to meat and healtheth concoction. It maketh the body more light and nibble. It openeth the pores and conduits, and purgeth phlegm. It quickeneth the mind, storeth up the wit, reneweth the sense, derived away sadness, madness, anger, fury. What modern writer could have said it better? I read it exactly how it sounded, just no comment, or it sounded exactly how I read it, or something like that. I feel very high right now because of that damn medication, but yes, that is masturbation and fantasies, ladies and gentlemen. So, that comes to the end of tonight's Joy of Gay Sex series with moi. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think. If you want to see any topics, go back on my videos and you might come across something that you definitely do enjoy. And once again, like I said, I did do a video saying that Miss Charlotte is going to be returning this Sunday at Pueblo. I can't make any promises that it's actually going to happen because of the fact that my car is finished right now. So, and it might take them a week, maybe longer, to fix everything. So, that's what's going on there. But yeah. So be sure to tune in every Tuesday nights for the Joy of Gay Sex series, and definitely let me know how you guys think about the show. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. So.